The first step was to be the proper control of quantities and to be assured through proper supervision that our programs will properly take care of the list.
You mentioned several computer errors. What actually took place to cause these errors?
One of the things that caused it was that the computer was supposed to print out an error list. Now, our program called to have 2 cards punched for all Social Security numbers. Unfortunately, at the latter part of January, the people that punched the card only punched 1 card rather than 2. And our program inadvertently left out the instructions to print out a list of errors occasioned by not having 2 cards punched for Social Security numbers.
District Judge Walter Jordan ruled today that his court does not have the authority to overrule suspension of 54 school students, a ruling rendered by the Board of Education. The judge listened to pleas for attorneys for the students and for the school board today. Superintendent Julius Trulson took the stand and said that the law means to him that a secret club is either secret, that potential members can be blackballed, or that the school clubs interfere with school activities. An attorney for the students said that parents and students were given inadequate information prior to the suspension proceedings, that the school board exceeded its authority, that 2 clubs were punished while 2 others were not.
On a nice April afternoon, White Rock Creek looks pleasant, even placid, here near where it crosses Central Expressway in North Dallas. But the time is not far off when this White Rock Creek could go on a rampage. The flood season, as it does every spring, draws near. And Dallas will probably be in no less trouble this season than it has in seasons past, despite a program of flood control. Not 200 yards from here, near the Central Expressway Bridge, I talked to the chairman of the City-County Flood Control Committee, Moffett Adams.
There are still a number of projects to be completed since we've only have 6 out of 37 complete. White Rock Creek at this particular location at Central Expressway has been over several times over this service drive, the bridge here and over the service drives. And these are also included in the bond program to raise the service drive so that they will be passable during flooding times.
What are you going to do? What do you do to the creeks to make them less flood prone?
Unfortunately, in this stretch, it's 1.25 miles. Many feet of it will be concrete sidewalls and concrete bottom. We're not particularly happy looking at it from an aesthetic point of view or looking at it as the park department might look at it, but it will move the water.
Moffett Adams doesn't want to put himself in the position of forecasting the weather, but he is looking for rain this spring, and with the rain, deep trouble, and very grave trouble unless something is done, and soon. This is Phil Reynolds, about 20 feet under the water level, White Rock Creek.
Mrs. Forcade, we assume that you're crossing Northwest Highway at Pickwick to get to your church and your shopping. When those signals were installed a few years ago, we didn't expect many pedestrians. But changing land use and the density brought on by all of the apartments is causing us to have to install more and more walk, don't walk signals. We will be installing these for Pickwick at Northwest Highway together with a painted crosswalk in the next few days.
In accordance with the request of the Commissioner's Court last Monday, our office conducted a study Monday night in determining what happened in the voter registration. We found that there was approximately 5,300 qualified registers left off of the poll list. We also determined that the reason for this was two errors in our programming set up for the computers. We have taken steps that will assure us that these type of errors will not happen in the future. We have also taken steps to compile a supplemental poll list to be ready sometime tomorrow.
Nick, the board policy has been boiled down to the fact that some of the clubs were secret, that there was a possibility that a student might be blackballed and so forth. How do you react to that with regard to the club, the Kirks, in which you participated?
Well, they claim it's secret, and they claim it's interferes with school activities, and for one, we've had no activities whatsoever in the school. We don't associate with the school except that our members are comprised of members from Arlington Heights and Western Hills. And to the secret, I don't know what they think's secret about it.
Was anybody ever blackballed from the club during the time you were a member?
Yes, they were.
What was the criteria for that, without giving names?
It was just that if the guy was good and he would be good for the club, we would vote for him in. If we felt like he wouldn't be good or that he didn't want in that bad, then we wouldn't let him in.
What does good mean in this